Yeah, Calvin is currently riding an 11-match win streak and is ranked number 3 in the nation in D3 soccer. They had a hard-fought 3-1 win over Hope on Tuesday with some strong efforts from goalkeeper Daniel Wonder and Sam Twig, and they are currently sitting at 12-1 overall, 1-0 in the conference. For Trine, they are under the direction of third-year head coach David Jacobs and Noah Alhabali, who has 6 goals in the season, will lead them offensively. Trevor Taugi also will be an offensive weapon for the Thunder. Thunder come in at 4-5 overall and 0-1 in the league.
So let's get you some starting lineups real quick. We are underway here. It's Calvin in the all-white, Trine in the navy with the gold trim. For the Thunder, it will be in goal Austin Hensley. He's wearing number 24. He'll be joined by Bo Hill, Colin Nikowski, Jared Cromwell, Brian Morris, Trevor Togi, Noah Aljabali, Brandon Murphy, Oliver Zhao, Cedric Carbajal, Connor Malmquist. For Trine, for the Knights, it will be in goal Daniel Wonder, freshman goalkeeper. He'll be joined by Drew Van Andel, Aguma Mahumiza, Hunter Olson, Justin Wojcik, Ian Adams, Ethan Harvey, Mason Smith, Jacob Lyon, Dylan Weldy, and Sam Twig. So we are underway here at Calvin University at Zytema Field. Lights are on as the temperature has dropped off this week. Fall is here, and multiple players now supporting the long sleeves. I think really only, to be honest, a couple players for the Knights, Jacob Lyon and Drew Van Andel in short sleeves. So underway here, and it is going to be Trine looking up line. Mahumiza will give chase. And looks like Trine will win that ball over there in the corner. Good work there from Mahumiza. And that one will be out of play. Looks like that one will go to the Knights over there in the corner. So it is, once again, Daniel Wonder in goal, the freshman goalkeeper, Chris Morris. I saw him warming up, but not good enough to play quite yet. Still coming off of an injury. And looks like we're going to get a foul here. Looks like this one will go against Trine, and it will be Mason Smith. Will take this kick quickly, slide it over to Van Andel, and keep possession.
Yeah, and the Knights have been playing very well as of late. Calvin has been in form for the most part. And today they look to keep that momentum going here at home as league play has just started this week, and the Knights wanted to send a message that they're here to stay at the top of the conference like they have been for the past few years, but it's going to take a good effort against Trine here tonight.
As Calvin has been on a roll here in the MIAA over the course of the last decade, working on their 13th consecutive MIAA championship over the course of this fall. As their only loss thus far coming to, I do believe we'll have to take a quick
Ohio
look.
Northern, I
yep,
think.
Ohio Northern. Oh, nope, excuse me. They're only Ohio Wesleyan in the 2-1 overtime loss. As big wins, obviously, against Chicago and then taking down Hope the other night. Always a big win in that rivalry game. So it's going to be Knights possession in the back. It's going to be Mason Smith with the ball. Right back for the Knights. He's going to slide it to Wojcik and go right back to Smith. Now it's going to come over to Twig here, and he will switch fields over to Harvey. Harvey playing Adams here on the near side in the corner. Now back to Twig. Twig was trying to find Adams, but good defense in the back from Trine. As now this one's going to be cleared away. Back to Mahumiza. Mahumiza looking for an outlet. Was looking for Wojcik up line. Looks like that one's going to end up out of bounds. As Knights still with possession. Swing it into the middle for Jacob Lyon. Lyon will swing it over to the near side for Harvey. Harvey looking upfield for Twig on a good cross route. Now Twig trying to bring the ball to the corner. Good defensive work, and now he's double teamed down over there. I believe was actually trying to get a corner out of that one. Ended up nutmegging his defender, and ball will come out to Hensley.
And Sam Twig strong with the opening goal on Tuesday against Hope. And with some awards recently for Offensive Player of the Week in the MIAA.
As it's going to be a little bit of boot around here, just past midfield. Looks like that's going to be picked up by Trine. Field must be just a little bit slippery. Down went Wojcik over there on the far side. As now Trine looking their way into the box. Shot taken. That one's going to be deflected. Another shot deflected as well there by Jacob Lyon. And that one will go out for a throw. And Jacob Lyon taking a couple hits on the year, taking balls off of his body, and he took another one there. As this one's going to be thrown in. And Trine will look to play this ball back. Wojcik overcommitted there, but Knights able to rebound, and here comes Twig in a foot race. They're going to pass this one all the way back to Hensley. Twig went flying up in the air as that ball is going to bounce. Weldy looking to grab possession, and he's able to steal it away. Weldy looking to come down line. Still with the ball, now backs turns around. They'll play this one all the way back to Van Andel. Now Mahumaza. Now over on the far side to Smith. Knights with some good possession here. It's going to be Smith with the ball, playing it into the middle for Lyon, who finds Mahumaza.
And Trine has started off the game by pressuring Calvin players with the ball at their feet, trying to send that message early, trying not to give Calvin any room to breathe.
As Mahumaza was looking up there for Twig, good run, but also a better touch, I think, as a hot ball in there from Mahumaza. Now it's going to find its way all the way back to him, as a high pressure there, and I believe that one will go the Knights' way out of bounds. High pressure there from Trine. I don't think Mason Smith quite expected that, as I think that might be expectant all night from Trine. Just kind of every now and then stepping hard and pressuring, as thus far the first 8 minutes or so have really belonged to the Knights. It's going to be Adams giving chase. Tried to turn on the Jets, couldn't quite save that one.
Well, yes, the Knights have had some good plays, but I think Trine also with the best chance in the box there, the one that went off the body of Jacob Lyon, if they were able to direct that one past the traffic. Trine definitely has held their own so far.
Yep, most definitely. Definitely time of possession has gone to the Knights. As ball's going to be thrown in, chested down by Olsen. Now Knights looking upfield. It's going to be Weldy. Looked like he got a shove in the back. Ref said no. As now Weldy chesting it down once again. And he'll play this one back over to Van Andel. Van Andel over to Mahumaza. Looking into the middle for Lyon. I don't think Lyon was ready for that one. Right back to Mahumaza now. We'll now play it back to Lyon. Now looking up for Weldy. Turning and with a little bit of space. He'll now play Adams. Adams slots it in and just barely past the diving foot of Sam Twig there. Thought Twig might be able to get to that, but instead it's going to be picked up by Hensley.
A good run from Twig there, just a moment too late, but that one a better chance for the Knights.
As now Olsen looking to settle it down. It's going to come to Wojcik. Plays it back to Jacob Lyon, who will now turn the ball around and find Van Andel. As the Knights thought about switching fields, instead they'll play it back to Mahumaza. Knights content early on to keep possession here in the back. As now they find Weldy upfield. Passes it back to Mahumaza, who now wants to play over the top. As he had a player out there. Looks like that was Olsen streaking, but just a little bit too far there from Mahumaza. So Olsen will fall back into place.
And Calvin just kind of try and tire themselves out with the pressure while maintaining possession in the back. Like that strategy from the Knights. Kind of letting their own strategy work against them.
As now a clear foul there against Brandon Murphy. Kind of two hands hugging Weldy from behind there. So we'll get a free kick, and this one will come right from the edge of the circle. Looks like it is going to be Harvey taking it, and he'll take it quickly over to Olsen. Olsen thought about throwing it in. Instead, continues it down line to Smith. Now finds Wojcik. Wojcik slots it in, and looks like they will let this one drift out for a corner.
Wojcik put some heat on that one with some backspin rising up towards the net, and that one deflecting off a body. That one must have been a little bit painful, but a very nice pass as well from Mason Smith to slot it into the wing for Wojcik. Despite the pressure, Calvin is maintaining possession and finding space for their forwards here.
So it's going to be Weldy. Looks like he'll be taking this one. And looks like the Knights will throw this one into the box. It's going to go off of the foot of Van Andel, now straight up and out of bounds. So it looks like now they'll call in Wojcik for a long throw from the far side, as he's been their guy in these sorts of situations. He's going to throw this one into the box. Out comes a streaking Hemsley, and that one's going to be headed, and that one will find the back of the net. As a couple of ricochets, and Jacob Lyon finally finishes the job. As Hensley came out, and he missed the punch. Ball was floated in, and finally Jacob Lyon was the one that got the head on it.
A great job by Mahumaza, slotting it back towards the goal, kind of flicking it on over his head, putting it back into a dangerous position, making Hensley make a play. Hensley with a little mistake there, and there's more than enough white shirts there to pounce on the opportunity. Calvin takes the 1-0 lead early with the mistake from Hensley.
So just like that, it is a 1-0 Knights lead here.
Jacob Lyon getting the goal for the Knights on the header, I believe.
Jacob Lyon on the goal there, and we are back underway here.
Lyon with the ball back in the middle of the field here. Now go out wide to Wojcik. Calvin really taking advantage of a mistake there, letting the game come to them here early, and that it has with the mistake from the freshman keeper Hensley. If Trine are going to compete, they're going to need to minimize mistakes in this game. A team like Calvin makes you play near perfect in order to beat them. Trine already on the back foot there after one mistake early.
Most definitely. I think definitely not what Trine wanted to see as Calvin a team. As this one's going to be played into the box. Good deflection. Ball still on the line. And we're going to get a foul from the assistant referee on the line. As just as we were talking about, Calvin, really once they take the lead, they don't give it up. A good opportunity for Trine right there on the line. Ball just kind of floating around. But we will get a foul.
And they were able to work it up the far sideline with Trevor Togi there. And a pair of freshman goalkeepers making mistakes. Wonder trying to dive forward and cover it up. And the ball ends up bouncing right over his body in the air right across the face of goal. Calvin, of course, Calvin, as you could see, more fortunate than Trine.
As Adams now with the ball entering the corner of the box. It's going to come out. Good read on the spin there from Harvey. And he will play it back to Van Andel. Van Andel now looking up to Adams. Now Olsen with it. Highly congested area there in the middle of the field. Now Olsen will play it back wide over to Harvey. Harvey plays a long ball to the back post. It's going to be headed away. Stopped. And now Lyon with it once again. Lyon's going to go down. And Lyon is still down. I believe possibly got cleated.
That'll be a free kick for the Knights in a very nice location with a good angle there on the side. Just about 4 yards outside of the box, 4 to 6. Calvin with an opportunity here to add on to the lead.
Definitely available for a shot. I would wonder if Adams decides to take this with that left foot, can arch that ball and give it some curve.
See the discussion between Mason Smith, Ian Adams, and Hunter Olson there. Smith will run by.
As now Adams swings it in, and that one's going to be headed out over the end line there by Brian Morris. So that will be a corner here for the Knights.
Nice defense by Brian Morris, though, to close down the angle and keep Adams from curling that one into the back post.
Looks like this one will be taken by Adams over on the far side. Adams swings this one into the box off the head of Vanandel, still ricocheting around. Trying to punch it out there was Hensley, but didn't really get a solid punch on it. He's kind of 0 for 2 on that thus far on the evening, as now we're going to get a throw-in coming from Wojcik on the near sideline. He's going to throw this one in, looking for Van Andel. Definitely a threat. Ball still ricocheting around, and that's going to be, looks like it was going to be a goal, but looks like they instead will give a free kick over to Trine, as Sam Twig did find the back of the net with that one, but looks like there was a foul on the play. Trine tried to play quickly here up to Al-Jabali, still with the ball. Good move there from him coming back towards the middle. Completely fooled Hunter Olson. As now Olson able to work back and pick it up. Finds Weldy. Looking down line. Good slide there from Carbajal to keep that one from flying down line. Now Van Andel will cross this one over to Mason Smith.
Yeah, and credit the Knights for making Hensley mind the net in traffic. Calvin has put several players in his way. That time, one too many, a little bit too much contact, and they'll get the foul. But still making life difficult for Hensley.
As now Twig with the back heel. Adams slots it in, and a goal. Adams to Weldy. And Weldy finds the back of the net. And in the first 16 minutes of the game, the Knights have taken a 2-0 lead, as two seniors who have played together since high school combine for the goal.
What a lovely little 1-2 there from Sam Twig on the back heel, making eye contact with Ian Adams before he made the move while shielding the ball. Then Ian Adams starts to make the run, and Twig knew right where to put it on the back heel. And Adams with a perfect cross across the face of goal. Calvin's connectivity on attacking has been evident so far, and that one leads to goal number 2. The Knights in firm control with 29 minutes to play in the first half. Calvin with all the momentum.
As trying to get something going here. We'll play this one all the way downfield off of the kickoff. Weldy trying to come in and grab that one. As definitely feel a little bit slippery here. Seeing a couple players just kind of slip at random times. As now it's going to be Mason Smith over on the far side, back to Mahumaza. Mahumaza still with it. Now looks to play over the top, but just no one home. As that one will go too far and go over to Hensley. As kind of the opposite of what we saw in the women's game from earlier, is Calvin and Hope tied 0-0, and neither team able to find the back of the net there. So it looks like they will give a double assist there to Twig and Adams, Weldy with his 5th goal of the year. As the Knights content to keep possession in the back.
Mahumaza and Van Andel have both been very good so far in the back, controlling the pace of play and kind of letting the ball out to the attackers at the right time.
As trying to throw that one into the box. That one's actually going to head out and be another corner for the Knights, as they continue to pile on these scoring opportunities over here on the near side As looks like it's going to be Adams lining this one up again. Haven't seen that short corner so far from the Knights. Have been throwing every corner they've had thus far into the box.
I think Calvin with a decided height advantage with Mahumas and Van Andel in the box, trying really without a ton of height on the back line.
As swung in and just off the mark there from Van Andel, as it was Hensley who just kind of batted the ball down, and Van Andel tried to get a toe poke on that one there.
Yeah, Hensley really struggling to keep control of the ball on the punches. He doesn't get good contact. When he goes to catch it, he's dropping it in dangerous places. See if the freshman can kind of get a better feel for the ball or the gloves or the situation or what it is. But the Knights have been granted several very nice opportunities in the box off of mistakes from the freshman goalkeeper.
So this one's going to be a throw-in for Trine over there on the far side. Trying to work through a couple players, and finally a whistle going to be given. Looks like that one's going to go against Weldy. As Trine was actually a decent team in the MIAA last year. Ended up finishing tied for second. They posted a 13-3-2 overall record. And were 5-2 in conference. Couldn't make it to the conference championship. Calvin ended up facing Adrian and winning 2-1 in that one. As now it looks like the Knights are going to be playing this one wide over to Wojcik. Good ball into the middle there for Olsen. Olsen takes it wide, will slide it across himself, backheeled away by Trine. Weldy with the ball now over in the corner, trying to find an outlet. Finds Mason Smith. Olsen now will clear it over to the near side. It's going to be Harvey playing a hot ball into Weldy. Chests it down, now finds Twig. Twig finds his way in between two defenders, sliding the ball into the middle. Twig still running onto it, and now ball is going to be cleared away by the Trine defense. It's going to be Lyon trying to settle the ball down through a wave of Trine defenders. Now Adams with it. He's getting double teamed. And he now finds a place to slot that one through. Went all the way to the penalty spot untouched. As now Harvey looking to see if he can find a ball into the middle. Harvey finds Olsen. Right back to Harvey. Harvey with a one-on-one with the keeper. And is deflected away there by Hensley, but will win a corner.
1-1-2 there from Harvey, realizing after he tried to loop it over the top exactly where the ball would end up and running into that pocket, giving himself a really nice opportunity at a give and go. One-on-one with the keeper, just couldn't quite find the back of the net.
As now the Knights will take this one short. Weldy back to Olsen. Olsen trying to slide it in, but I would have to say probably at least 3 or 4 players offside there for the Knights, as ref giving a slight warning there to Van Andel. Ended up finishing that ball in the back of the net, I think, after the whistle had blown. As the Knights just lobbing balls into the middle. Have had their share of opportunities. Only 2-0 thus far, but could definitely be a lot worse. As 23-27 remaining here in the first half. As obviously Calvin coming in under the direction of head coach Ryan Sodders, who's 150-19-7 all time here at Calvin. Meanwhile, Trine coming in under David Jacobs, who's in his 3rd year. Trine lost to Albion 1-0 last Tuesday, and is looking to improve. So we'll be looking to improve then to 1-1 in the conference, with Kalamazoo and Adrian tying for the middle. So it looks like we're going to get an offside call now against the Knights. As Trine looking to advance their way up the field. Wouldn't be surprised to see them take a lot of opportunities like this to just basically boot the ball as far as they can down the field. As Mahumaza will come out to head this one. Weldy now with it. Back to Mahumaza. Now back to Weldy. Now Van Andel will look to play over the top as Wojcik went up for that header. And that was a swing and a miss there from him.
Calvin's starting to press a little less here. Not quite gaining the space and the advantages that they had earlier. But up 2-0, not really necessary. Still staying solid. And also a couple of players on Calvin's team, Sam Twig and then several others on the bench with freshly bleached haircuts. Definitely an interesting look for some of the Knights.
Most definitely. I think Twig already had some bleach in his hair before this, but definitely has the full look now. As looks like we're going to get a long throw in here from Wojcik. We'll see how far he can get this one into the box. Off the head of Van Andel. On frame, Mahumaza can't quite come in to finish the job. And it's grabbed by Hensley. Some hot pressure being applied there from Twig, and the Thunder will just have to boot this one away. It's going to be Lyon with the ball. Back to Van Andel. Now Weldy. Weldy looking to make a run towards the corner. Got multiple defenders hot on his tail. Adams, good triangle. Back to Weldy. Now looking down towards the corner. Good run from Adams, slotting this one in. Shot and just tipped over the bar there from Hensley. As Twig with a good run on. And I think that's really a great example of the Knights midfield, kind of creating something out of nothing with a lot of defenders in the area and a lot of quick one-touch passing there from the Knights.
Yeah, both Weldy and Lyon have incredible ball skills in traffic, able to find space where there seemingly is none. And when they're able to get the ball with that space to Ian Adams up here in this left corner, he's been creating opportunity after opportunity.
So Adams firing this one in. This one's going to be booted away by the Trine defense over the head of Olsen. And now Trine looking to make a little bit of a counterattack. Olsen streaking back, really showing off his speed there, as that was probably about a solid 60 yards dead sprint. As now Olsen looking to play over the top to Twig. Not quite able to get that one done, though. Interception there from Harvey on the pass. As Knights trying to settle the ball down now. Van Andel over to Jacob Lyon, who now will pass it back to Van Andel. It's going to be Van Andel's pass is going to be intercepted. As now ball up in the air. And Trine looking to settle down and get some possession of their own. Header's going to be flicked on. Jacob Lyons trying to stop. It's going to be swung over to the far side, over to Togi. Togi gets a shot on, and that one's going to be scooped up there from Wonder. Good to see Wonder pick that ball up cleanly. He's had a few issues picking balls up and holding on to them cleanly. Cost the Knights a couple goals. But freshman goalkeeper, good to see him working on that, as that one's going to head out over on the far side.
It's now a sub for Trine. Number 18, Cole Pierce, comes into the game, replacing, looks like number 26 here, Malmquist. The Knights looking to add on to the lead with just over 18 minutes to play. That time Hunter Olsen unable to get on the end of a long ball from Sam Twig. Calvin still in firm command, and Trine, despite Calvin kind of slowing down their offense, Trine has not picked it up in their absence really in any way in the last couple minutes. Calvin just content to stay solid defensively here as the first half winds down.
I think definitely with a little less urgency on the offensive end. As we're going to need a foul here. Looks like it'll be an indirect free kick. Calvin did have a 6-1 win over Adrian the other night. We saw probably one of their best games offensively, obviously, but I think best games all around. As now Adams trying to weave his way through traffic. But I think we saw even then just a little bit more urgency on the offensive end throughout the game. I think the Knights a little bit more content to sit back and let Trine waste some energy chasing them around here tonight. As this one's going to be thrown down line. Banana is going to get called for the push. So Trine would expect to see them throw some numbers forward here on the free kick. It's going to be Brian Morris taking this one. He's going to loft a high ball to the back post, pushing it in, and this one's going to be headed away now by the Knights. As now a shot. That one's going to be just over the bar there. As a good opportunity there from Trine, just over the bar on kind of a second chance opportunity off of the free kick.
And there's the offense that Trine has kind of been looking for. Able to keep possession in the Calvin end. I wasn't able to see who got the shot off, but good persistence there, staying with the ball as it was loose out in front.
As I think really those are the opportunities that Trine needs to finish to have a shot down the stretch in this game. As especially going up against an MIAA powerhouse like Calvin. I think one of the main ways that teams will end up defeating them is just simply kind of hanging around and then finishing off a couple of odd opportunities.
Yeah, and that was kind of how Ohio Wesleyan was able to get the victory. Even though Ohio Wesleyan definitely controlled the run of play in the first half of that game, Calvin had more than enough opportunities to take the lead in the second half and even to score in the first overtime. But Ohio Wesleyan just kind of scrapping their way, keeping in touch, and then, of course, the game-winning goal with less than a second on the clock, able to sneak one by the Knights. That'll be a formula that many look to replicate so far this year.
As it's going to be Trine ball. Knights offense has definitely slowed down just a little bit. As now it's Wojcik. Looking to settle it down back over to Mason Smith, who will play it back across the back. Looks like it's going to be Alex McDowell looking to come into the game here at the next stoppage. As now good ball up there from Harvey to Adams. Adams trying to work his way in, and we're going to get a foul here. I think it's going to be just outside the box, right here on the near side. I think Adams ended up being tripped out in front of the box, went down on the near side of the box. I think actually ended up flying over the corner.
Yeah, Trine very fortunate there to avoid a penalty, as Adams was trying to get the ball into the box. He just couldn't quite control it with the touch. Now Calvin with a chance to cross it.
As Adams looks like he will cross this one in. It's going to be thrown in. Wojcik took a hack at it there, but that one's going to go over the bar. And here comes McDowell into the game. Looks like he's going to replace Wojcik.
And a nice little play by the Knights there, running Wojcik basically off of a couple of picks, freeing him up in the middle of the box to control that cross, but just was unable to time the volley well enough to keep it on frame. The Knights still trying to pull out several tricks here to increase the lead.
It's 13:32 remaining here in the first half. Knights with the 2-0 lead over the Trine Thunder. As it's going to be Thunder throw in over on the far side. As ball being played down line, we're going to get a push there against, I believe, Mahumaza. So another opportunity here for Trine, as they will have an opportunity to swing this one into the box. It's from the far side, right on the sideline over there. As the ref now coming over to tell Trine player exactly where that kick should be. Looks like he's going to have to take his run up, though, from the track. As Trine amassing on the near post, actually. Interesting to see. This one's going to be lofted towards the back post, I think a little bit too far there. As we've seen Trine had a couple of opportunities where they've swung the ball to the back post, and then tried to get a header back into the middle. A little bit of a different look as some Knights looking to come into the game. Looks like Shea Smith along with Chris Shao and Coleman Ulrey will come in at the next stoppage. As this one will be booted out of the back. But Trine will win this one, and here they come with some speed. It's going to be put in and going up for it, no problem. Coming down with it will be Daniel Wonder. And, you know, to be honest, I think if you're Coach Saunders, you can't really be too happy about how your team has played the last 10 minutes or so after scoring those 2 goals. Would love to see them stay on the gas a little bit and maybe even put a couple more in the back of the net before sitting back. But that seems to be kind of what Calvin's offense has done the last couple of minutes here.
Yeah, and it's so hard to do, though. Riding an 11-game winning streak, scored 6 2 games ago, then scored 3 more in a rivalry game against a pretty good opponent. You get a good start here, and it's so easy to fall into that thinking of course, we're going to win by a lot again today. Takes a lot of focus to keep a team focused and to keep them going after and playing as well as they can game after game, despite sometimes the competition being less than intense.
As I think definitely a testament to Coach Saunders, as I think also another thing over the years to keep your team in the shape that it has been with some Final Four appearances as well as winning the MIAA all the way back since the 2007 season. Have won MIAA championships straight through, which is definitely not an easy task to do. As this one's going to be played by Sam Twig. We're going to get a push there, and that one will go the Knights' way. Olsen thought about playing quickly. Fakes the kick, and now will play it quickly all the way back to Mahumaza. As the Knights looking to press now down the far sideline. As looks like this one will be out for a goal kick.
First time I've noticed it as it creeps above the trees, but a full moon shining over Zaitama Field here tonight as here comes the subs. Luka Siatsu will join that group of 3 that Skylar mentioned earlier. Looks like Olsen, Lyon, and Weldy will exit, as well as Sam Twig. So Calvin getting some reinforcements here for the final 10 minutes of the half. Up 2-0. See if these subs can increase the lead.
As it's going to be Trine ball off of the goal kick over on the far side. And now looking to play the ball up line. And swing it across multiple defenders over there. They will get this ball across. It's going to come all the way out of the box, though, on the near side. It's going to be picked up and swung into the box. Now shot going to be taken. That one's going to be deflected over towards the corner. Ball still in play. Ball put back across now by Trine. And finally cleared off of the line by the Knights. As this one's going to come upfield. They're going to look into the middle for Shao. Now on the near side over to Adams. Adams, double team, so he will just back out. And play it across to Ulrey. Ulrey, now back to Van Andel. Looking down line for Harvey. Harvey is able to get a cross in, but not really anything that would challenge Hensley, and he will come out and scoop that up.
Some really nice final quarter defending there from the Knights as Trine was able to get the ball all the way in towards the 6, but Calvin able to get bodies in the way before the chance really turned dangerous.
As now it's going to be Adams with the ball, swinging it into the box. I think he was looking for Shea Smith. Smith wasn't quite on the same page, though, as him. As now looking upfield for Trine. As it's going to be Egan with the ball. And that one's going to be out of bounds. As I think one thing that I have seen is when Calvin is on the offensive end, they have started to rotate um, their center backs forward just a little bit more. We've seen Fernando creeping almost the point where you'd consider him a midfielder. Not something you see from a center back very often. Mahum is a little bit less willing to go forward as far. But I think really speaks to the confidence of this Calvin offense. As now here comes a streaking Ryan Morris, but ball's going to roll out of bounds.
Justin Sidlowski will come into the game replacing Ian Adams. Sidlowski will man this left wing. See if he can produce the same in the same manner as Ian Adams has been offensively for the Knights.
As ball's going to be thrown in, struggling for possession, but it's going to be won by the Knights. Coming upfield is Siazu. Now trying to play it over the top is Trine after dispossessing Siazu. And it's going to be Mahumaza collecting it and booting the ball upfield. As Knights still with the ball. That I believe that was Siazu there going down. No foul given. As now it's Ulri on defense. Now Trine with possession, trying to play the ball upfield. They were looking for Morris, couldn't quite find him. As now Harvey with it. Sidlowski trapped a little bit, and he will just try to boot this ball upfield. It's going to be picked up by Murphy. Murphy is going to be dispossessed, and here come the Knights back the other way. As that's going to be Smith. I should say Mason Smith. Obviously now Shea in as well. We're going to get a foul. As nope, looks like we will get a play on from the referee, as a little bit of a wasted opportunity there from the Knights. As Siazu just kind of played a long ball that ended up out over the end line.
Under 5 minutes to play. We'll see if Calvin decides to press or if they're here they come.
As Shea Smith now with an opportunity. Smith shot off the crossbar. No good. As Smith had an opportunity and definitely put some velocity on that one. Just couldn't quite finish it off. As would have loved to see a goal from the junior. As he did start and have a little bit more time at the beginning of the year. I've seen him more transition to a role off of the bench. But definitely comes off the bench with a lot of energy, which is good to see, even pressing high up there on Carbajal. As Knights possession now. Siazu with the ball. We'll pass this one back as the Knights now try to play over the top. Headed away by Nikowski. Trine with possession here on the near side. That one's going to go out of bounds. And looks like we'll have a sub. It's going to be Ivar Arroyo coming into the game. A freshman out of El Paso, Texas. As this one will be thrown in up line. Van Andel will just boot this one into the air just over half field. As now Shao trying to settle it down, and he will get the foul. Knights will take this one quickly, and it goes over to Siazu. Now over onto the far side. Back to Soldowski. As standing in the middle of the field there was Ulri with a lot of space. Soldowski decided not to use him. As now Harvey with the ball. Looking up to Soldowski. As now the Knights in a little bit of trouble here. Trying pressing up high. And now making a run is going to be Taugi. Running around over there on the far side. Gets double teamed. Trying to put the ball down line. And we're going to get a foul there. As Mahuma's got in the way. I think they're going to call him for the trip. And Trine with an opportunity here with just over 2 minutes remaining. It looks like they'll be able to play this one almost like a corner, just a little bit farther out, right at the corner of the box. Not a great opportunity for a shot.
Calvin with the height advantage in the box, but still mayhem can ensue when you get these crosses off of these free kicks.
As ball going to be played in. Wonder couldn't really decide what to do with the ball. Played back out. Shot going to be taken. Deflected. Another shot going to be taken. That's going to deflect into the back of the net. And just like that, it is 2-1. As I believe they will give that goal to number 10, Noah Aljabali, and he makes it a 2-1 game. As just kind of what we were talking about, dangerous ball there with balls rattling around in the box, and it was Wonder who had a line on the ball, ended up taking a deflection, and just like that, it is a 2-1 game.
Yeah, no.
Trine goal scored by number 2, Bo Hill.
It looks like they were actually give that goal to Bo Hill. Looked like from up in from our seat, it was Aljabali who was celebrating like he scored, but I guess it will be Bo Hill.
Yeah, nothing Wonder can do there about that. The deflection, he's already committed to the line that the shot was initially on. Can't adjust at that moment. Some good effort from the Knights defensively, but just one too many shots from the Thunder for the Knights to turn them all away.
1 minute left
and now
in the first half.
With Calvin playing so well to start this half, obviously we noted how it looked like they were getting a little bit complacent, but not too much of an issue. Now the complacency is a real issue as it's back to being a one-goal game.
As I think also the argument could be made that that is definitely what the Knights really needed. Just a little shock to the system to remind them that this game is still not yet over. As now 30 seconds remaining, we're going to get an offsides call here against the Knights. As Trine looking to throw some men forward here. It's going to be headed away by the Thunder. And now looking to try to play over the top. Mahumaza will just head this one out as the final seconds tick off of the clock here in the first half. So Knights start off strong with 2 goals, and then in the last couple of minutes, Trine able to come back with 1. Justin, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, a foul in a bad spot is what ends up getting Calvin. A defensive mistake, allowing for all of those opportunities. But Calvin with enough insurance.
And grab one there at the end of the first half. And I think really if you're Coach Saunders, you can't be too happy with the way that your team played there in the first half, and would really love to see them come out and really just turn on the gas here for the first 15 or 20 minutes and get a couple goals to really pull away from Trine. So it's going to be Smith here on the near side, looking up to Twig. It's going to come all the way back to Smith now. Mahumaza with the ball. And Fernando will just have to boot this one away.
And with how effortless the Knights made it look in the first half, you would think that they have that in the back up their sleeve. It's still going to take kind of a reversal of the momentum for the Knights to get those couple goals that you speak of.
As I think really there was a period of about 10 minutes there in the first half where Calvin was just kind of lobbing balls into the box from all angles. And would love to see them get a little bit of that back here. It's going to be Olsen playing it into the middle for Weldy. Now Twig trying to make a run into the box. Runs past 4 or 5 defenders, still with the ball. Now drops it back to Weldy. Weldy now over to Lyon. Lyon now will lose it. We'd love to see that one player there for Calvin pull the trigger. Is now Trine coming back with the counterattack. On the near side here, it's going to be Taugi with the ball. He's going to swing it over the head of Malmquist over there on the far side. As now Knights will earn possession back. It's going to be Adams passing it off to Weldy. Now we'll slow down the attack. Play it back to Banana, who can't find Adams back up the field. Now it's Weldy with the ball, though. Now Olsen. And the Knights lose it. It's going to come to Trine. Trine, especially with a goal quickly here. Is there a shot going to be taken? That one just wide. You could see it. Looked like it was going to go wide, but ended up hitting just past the crossbar on the net. So the Knights still with some work to do here, I would definitely say, as Trine, not a team to go away very quickly. In a team like this, you definitely want to kind of put the game out of reach as soon as possible.
Yeah, that was a good shot there, located just off the side netting. It's going to take some of those really nice shots for trying to bring this one back.
It's going to be Mason Smith now with the ball. He'll throw it up line. Twig trying to shield away. Can't quite do it. But out of bounds for a throw. So Twig will throw it up line. And that one's going to go out. Twig can't quite handle it. There's now an extracurricular shove here, and we're going to get a stoppage of play as Twig pushed the ball away a little bit. And now looks like both Twig as well as Taugi both getting a little bit of a talking to there by the referee, as I think it was Twig who kind of kicked the ball away, and Taugi who then gave a little extra push for that. As trying to work their way down line, we're going to get a foul, much to the displeasure of Jacob Lyon, as he didn't think that was a foul there, but a foul was given nonetheless. Right off the bat, referee giving a couple stern talkings to a couple players here.
Yeah, it's interesting that he made them both come to each other and have a discussion amongst themselves. Kind of a parenting move almost from the head referee.
A little bit of restorative justice as that ball is going to be swung into the box. And now played up line to Twig. Twig trying to shield the ball. Just couldn't quite run past Cromwell there. As Trine. Now we'll try to boot the ball upfield. It's going to be intercepted by Mahumaza. As now Van Andel working his way upfield. Now over to Weldy, back wide to Ethan Harvey. Weldy will now play the ball back across the field to Mason Smith. Looking to make a run in. Trying to find Twig. Twig is on a run and had to actually stop, but good job there from him to get it back to Wojcik. Weldy. Olsen. Back to Weldy, and now all the way back to Van Andel. That's the Knights with some good possession here. Now let's see if they can continue that and get an opportunity on net. As flying in there was Wojcik, I believe. Or excuse me, nope, that is Ethan Harvey. As now we're going to get a throw in from Trine. That one's going to go out of bounds, going Trine's way. Again, and another long throw. This could be dangerous, as making a run onto it there is going to be Russell. Or excuse me, Al-Jabali. But Knights defense able to contain.
Nice job by Mahumaza running back and cutting that one out, hitting it out of bounds before Al-Jabali could get a foot on it and a shot.
As now this one will most definitely be a dangerous kick, as that was, I believe, Morris there trying to go for a bicycle kick right up by Lyon's head. As definitely dangerous there from him. So it will be Daniel Wonder booting this one out of the back. As Wonder will boot this one across half field, but out of bounds over on the far side. Be thrown in, looking down line now for the Thunder. And good move there, but that one's just barely going to be out. As good defense from Jacob Lyon.
Neither team really grabbing the momentum here early in the second half. Calvin obviously was looking to regain it, and like you said, open the lead back up, but Trine has prevented that nicely.
As I think Trine definitely still riding a little bit of that high off of the goal in the at the end of the first half. As now it's Wojcik here on the near side, tried to cut middle. Ball's going to roll down towards the corner, but be able to be booted away by the defense. As now it's going to be Mason Smith with the ball. Now back to Weldy. And the Knights will now pass it over to Mahumaza. As now looking to push up high a little bit further. Goes over to Harvey. Now Adams with it. Adams trying to play the ball down line. Out comes a streaking Hensley, but the ball is just booted away by the back line before he could get there.
And Mahumaza needs to be careful with that one. A little bit too complacent, waiting a little too long to deposit that one over to Van Andel. Almost giving up a free run to Al-Jabali. The freshman obviously still learning the speed of the game here at this level. But that one a dangerous chance.
When you could definitely tell, I think I could hear it through the headset that as there's going to be a dangerous pass. There's Weldy trying to run onto it. Ball still free. That is going to be a shot there from Twig, blocked by a defender. As now that is going to be a Knight down. I believe that one might have hit him in the groin. There's now multiple Knights down. As Jacob Lyon down as well. I think he will be okay. As
that's Wojcik down.
I think that just might have caught him in the groin, let's just say. As he slowly stands up. Dangerous opportunity there for the Knights. A couple of good deflections.
Yeah, Twig had the keeper beat, but a very nice deflection in defense for Colin Nakoski, keeping that one from the back of the net without a keeper behind him to protect.
As looks like Wojcik is going to have to come out here for just a second. Nope. We'll have to see. As they have stopped the clock, obviously, for him, but no trainer has come onto the field, so I think he's all right. As good opportunity there from the Knights. Just couldn't quite seal the deal on that one. As Twig will just pass this one all the way back to Hensley. We boot it all the way downfield, and there's Van Andel. We haven't seen a lot of him on winning those headers, which we sometimes see from him, especially in that area just past half field. Not afraid to come forward and take a few of those. It looks like we have an extra ball in play now. It's going to be just played in quickly to Van Andel. Looking for Twig upfield. Taps it over to Weldy. Now Lyon with it in traffic. Weldy is going to try to tap this one off to Mason Smith. Good footwork there from Smith. Tapping it right around Al-Jabali. Olsen now with it.
And Al-Jabali continues to apply heavy pressure up top. Calvin needs to be careful to handle the ball with precision in the back. Otherwise, Al-Jabali will be there to pounce on it right away.
As this one's going to head out of bounds. A little bit of poor ball handling there from Trine as well. Allowed Calvin to steal that one away. As now Mason Smith will play it back to Van Andel. Looking upfield. Poor first touch there. But Knight's able to recover right back to Van Andel. Swings it over to Jacob Lyon. Good through ball there for Wojcik. Wojcik looking to make a run into the box. Crosses it all the way to the back post. And cleared off of the line over to the near side. As that ball just slowly kept rolling right across the edge of the 6. And was finally cleared out. But definitely a dangerous ball. I'm surprised that Hensley didn't come out and grab that one.
Nice pass by Jacob Lyon to free up Wojcik with space in the box as well. Calvin trying to get back into that form they had at the beginning of the game.
As now Mahuma's going down to a knee to block that one. Interesting technique there. Now he's going to have to drop back as he's not able to hold on to it. As it's going to be Weldy coming back with those neon cleats that you see him and Olsen both sharing. And this one's going to be dropped back to Wonder. Thought about booting it deep. Instead decided just a simple pass to Mahumazet. And now Vananda with it. Passing it up to Adams. Adams decides to cut in. Finds Twig. Twig. Now ball will be kicked out wide over to Wojcik. Back in the middle for Weldy. Now back wide for Wojcik, who will send this one in, looking for Twig just a little bit too far over his head. Back onto the far side over to Harvey. Now Twig with it. Now Wojcik. Back over onto the far side. There for Olsen, and that one will roll out of bounds. Couple opportunities there for the Knights. Wouldn't mind seeing them pull the trigger on one of those as they look, especially with that offense, to play it wide and get a lot of goals off of slots into the middle. But would not mind seeing them take a shot from range every now and then as well. As Adams will now slip and fall, and that ball will be turned over. Trine coming back the other way. Adams looking to make his way back on defense. As now Twig is going to take this one over, and now he's going to come back upfield with speed. And now Twig will get a foul.
And Trine upset with that call. Several Thunder players thinking they got a lot of the ball. Now Kelvin goes quickly off the free kick.
As it's going to be Adams over in the corner. He's going to take this one to the line, and good work there from Hensley to keep that one in, as that would have been a corner now for the Knights.
And Hensley has been better after the mistakes early in this game. He's handled the ball much better, and then a nice aware play there from the freshman keeper.
As he definitely, yeah, you're right. He definitely did struggle a little bit early on, especially with the goals from Lyon and Weldy. A little bit, especially with punching the ball out and making solid contact with it there. But, yep, you're right. Seems to have settled down a little bit. As now this one's going to be played wide over to Harvey, who's looking to play over the top to Twig. Twig looking to make a run onto it and is able to get it at the corner of the box. Over there on the far side, Twig still with the ball. Trying to backheel it over to Adams. It would have been quite a pass. But Knights will retain possession. Swinging it upfield now for the Thunder as Al-Jabali now on the ball. Running from near side to far side, deflected out of bounds, and that will give us a substitution.
Coming in for try number 18, Cole Pierce. Same substitute as in the first half. And he will replace number 26 once more, Malmquist. Malmquist pretty quiet up there on the right wing. Not generating too many chances. We'll see if Pierce can kind of make some more moves out there.
As approaching the 30-minute mark here in this half. It's going to be Weldy with the ball. Playing it over to Wojcik. Now Lyon. As they now look upfield for Adams with an an outside of the foot there from Lyon. Adams cuts this one back in. Still with the ball. And can't quite get past that last defender. Ball swung into the box now. It's going to be Olsen with a chance. Can't quite get a shot off, though, as now Mahuma's making his way upfield. And this could be dangerous now as Trine working back the other way. Al-Jabali on the ball. Having to hold up just a little bit. And now Mahuma's going to get a deflection. Olsen looking across the field. Couldn't find a man.
Nice work by Calvin defensively, getting back quickly and disrupting the run from El-Jabari the entire time.
As we come to the 30-minute mark, despite the fact that you definitely probably say Calvin has had a good share of the possession and the chances here in the second half, still only with that 1-goal lead, and can't really be too careful about that one, As all it takes is one opportunity, really. And next thing you know, it is a tie game.
Yeah, this game definitely looked like it was heading towards blowout territory at the beginning. That has not happened whatsoever so far in this matchup.
As the Knights now look upfield, Twig is going to give chase. Ball is bouncing. Trine defense kind of scrambling to keep up here, as they now will just boot this one upfield. It's actually not a bad ball, and Van Andel's going to have to challenge there, but will win that one. As he looks upfield for Adams now. Now Weldy will drop off to Mahumaza. As I think it'll be interesting down the line what subs do come in for the Knights, as especially with the game on the line. We'll see if Coach Sauter sticks with his starters or if he switches a couple of them out. As Van Andel now challenging for that one and will win it. Ball's played upfield and it's intercepted now by the Thunder. It's going to be Taugi. Will play the ball over to the far side. And now we'll play the ball into the box, but that's going to go right to Daniel Wonder.
Nice job by Wonder controlling that one. Good ball handling on the hot shot from distance over there. And Calvin's starters really should be well rested with a lot of subbing going on in the Adrian game with a large lead there. And again, in the Hope game with the advantage, not necessarily needing to press or come back. Calvin is set up nicely, but we'll see how Saunders decides to play it.
As that game against Hope, though, definitely was a competitive one, as really was 2-1 until kind of the last minute or so when Calvin finally got that 2-goal advantage. Definitely was a competitive game back and forth, and Hope definitely had their chances. As Calvin still trying to get that third goal here against Trine. It's going to be Jacob Lyon working his way around his defender, now playing it up to Ian Adams, and this is where he's dangerous. Adams gets the shot off, and that's going to be wide and over, but I think we're going to get an offsides call against Adams here.
Yeah, and the Calvin offense just hasn't been quite as connected as it was in the first half. Credit the Trine defense for keeping those quick first touch passes from killing them in the box. Twig still trying to make those runs, and Adams still trying to feed the ball on the cross to his teammates, but Trine has just done a better job of shutting down those passing lanes.
As Twig almost accidentally got himself a breakaway there. Was about one knock away from getting that ball all the way through. As now Adams swings it back into the middle for Lyon. Good find there. Now Mason Smith looking into the middle for Olsen. Probably not the wisest pass there. As now that one's going to go out of bounds for a try and throw in. As it's going to be a throw in here on the near side for Cromwell. Weldy. Good nutmeg there over to Twig. Now Olsen play this one wide and just a little bit too close there to the Trine back line. As Trine now once again trying to go over the top, but that one's going to be way too far, and Wonder will pick that one up. As also the grass is a little bit wet, ball will skip just a little bit as well. So Knight possession now. It's going to be Adams looking upfield with speed. Trying to play a through ball, and he's able to. And a good work there from Hensley coming out and was beaten to the ball, but took that shot off of the chest. As the Knights still not able to find the back of the net to give themselves that 2-goal lead. It's going to be Adams with the ball over on the far side. And this one's just going to be played out of bounds here by Trine.
Despite not being able to find the back of the net, Calvin has kind of switched the momentum and really taken control of possession and been able to keep the ball on Trine's half the field.
As now it's going to be Wojcik who will take a long throw. We saw Calvin scoring one of these in the first half. Definitely a danger. as they stack up on the front post. Ball played in, headed on. Went right across the net as now a hard push. And Mahumas, we'll have to see. I don't think he will get a card. No stoppage of play there, as that was him and Hensley. Getting some shoving in there, as I think just kind of seeing a little bit of the youngness of Mahumaza. They're not really a chance to keep that one in. But nonetheless, no harm, no foul, as it's going to be Lyon now looking to head the ball upfield. Settled now by Weldy. And now a quick foul. As the Knights will take it quickly over to Van Andel. One touch on over to Harvey. Harvey, a little bit of a missed pass, but Knights able to recover. As it's Adams now, looking to make a run towards the far corner, but that throw-in will go to the Thunder.
Coming in for Trine, Malmquist will come back in, as well as Ivar Arroyo. A couple of substitutes. The Thunder really within striking distance, and this is an opportunity that not a lot of teams get trying to pull the upset. This could be big for Trine, currently 0-1 in the conference. A huge upset would really kickstart their season, as well as pull them up in the conference standings. Calvin looking to take care of business, but this one far from over.
As we approach the 20-minute mark remaining here, as hard tackle, and this one will go the Knights' way. Jacob Lyon ended up on the ground there with that one. It looks like the Knights will set something up here rather than take this one quickly, as Ian Adams jogging over. And Van Andel and Mahumas are coming in as about 25 yards outside the box here on the near side. No wall being set up, as not really in range of a shot. Adams is going to play this one in. Ball played now out wide over to Wojcik, slotted across in the box. All the Knights had already made their run, though, as now this one's going to head out and just barely be cleared off of the line for a throw-in rather than a corner. And now it looks like it'll be Wojcik jogging over for a long throw.
And credit Cedric Carbajal and his fellow Trine defenders over there at right back in that far corner. That's the side of the field with Ian Adams that the Knights really created the damage in the first half.
As that ball is going to end up in the back of the net off of the long throw, as I believe they'll give that goal to Mahumaza. With 21 minutes remaining here in the second half, it finally is Mahumaza who makes it a 2-goal lead.
A great job by Drew Van Andel getting to the front post and getting... And too bad we missed the PA feed there with...
And Justin Wojcik.
We missed the PA feed with Sports Information Director Jeff Vivas' call of Agu Mahumaza's first collegiate goal. Special moment for him, and I'm sure with that height and a lot of corners to come, it won't be his last, but a big one to really open it up for Calvin. And just after I said that the Trine defense over there in the far right side was doing a better job, that's where the long throw comes from, and that's where the goal to open this one up is found.
And really, it was Mahumaza just kind of on the back post, almost just a body to kind of shove that one into the back of the net. Good throw there from Wojcik. As now it's going to be Knight possession. We'll have to see how they handle the next 5 minutes. I think are crucial for the Knights. I would love to see them stay on the gas pedal here and put another one in the back of the net rather than get complacent, because that's kind of what happened in the first half and didn't turn out so well for them, giving up a goal.
And Mahumaza and several teammates were very poorly marked on that throw-in. Not sure what happened, but after Van Andel won the first header, and credit to him, he won the header amongst a crowd of blue jerseys, there's really no one else at the back post. to guard all the Calvin players that were there ready to deposit one off of the Van Andel header.
As now, here comes Trine back the other way. It's Al-Jabali having to get back on sides. Coach Jacobs not happy about what he thought was a missed call. Jacob Lyon working his way back, and now Jacob Lyon will get a foul called. Mahumaza will take this one quickly.
David Jacobs definitely with a case to be made there. I think it was Mason Smith with a tackle that did not get very much of the ball as Trine was moving into an advantageous position, and no call comes. Calvin dodging a bullet there.
As Weldy ended up on the ground. I think he wanted a foul there. I don't think he had much of a case. As a good run there from Wojcik. And this one will just be booted away. We'll have to see. Looks like a goal kick is going to be given as Wojcik continued chasing after that one. And took a deflection out of bounds. On a cold night here at Zuidema Field, temperatures dropping down almost to the upper 30s, excuse me, as the moon rising on the far side of the field. But a great night for soccer and a great day overall, with the women's game being played before this. Little Calvin Hope rivalry going on there. Knights ended up with the 0-0 draw on that one. As Trine looking to threaten here, they're going to throw this one into the box. Mahumaza just barely getting a foot on it. As now Wojcik looking to get this one out. It's going to be played up to Olsen. Now back to Wojcik, and here come the Knights on the counterattack. Twig looking to play Adams over there in the corner, but just a little bit too far, and Hensley will come out and scoop that one up.
Good pace on the counterattack, but just a lack of numbers there for the Knights caused the Trine to be able to get back in time and cut out that opportunity.
It's now running down towards the corner. Good ball there over to Malmquist. Able to keep it in. And now Mason Smith working around with it. Smith now will play this one upfield. And I think Trine really needs to improve moving up the field and kind of their connection between midfield and forward. Their midfielders seem a little bit too ready to play long balls over the top. As now a quick double team and a foul here from Trine. Quickly played by the Knights. As now it's going to be Harvey with the ball. He'll slot this one back over to Mahumaza. Now Lyon. Back to Mahumaza. And now over to Van Andel. This pass is going to be blocked by Trine. Now Mahumaza kind of cut himself off of options, and now a hard tackle. And that, I was thinking that might give Jacob Lyon a yellow card, is a little bit of an unnecessary tackle there from him. Looks like it'll just be a quick talking to, as I think Lyon recognized it as well. As Lyon definitely has had his share of yellow cards this year. Picked up a red card earlier against Chicago, as well as Trine will look to throw this one into the box, and won't be a problem there for Daniel Wonder.
Like to see Wonder call off his teammates, though, rather than having Van Andel and Mahumaza kind of running towards the ball, having to redirect at the last second. Wonder if he knows he's going to be able to get to it and make the catch, rather than allow for some mayhem in the box, possibly caused by your own teammates. The freshman's still working on that communication, trying to let his players know when he needs help and when he's got it himself.
As now it's Adams looking to make his way past this defender. Can't quite do it. As now that one will head out for a throw, and we'll get some subs.
For Calvin, Chris Shaw re-enters the game. And for Trine, number 9, Trevor Togi, as well as number 15, Brandon Murphy, will come on. Justin Wojcik comes off for the Knights.
As we tick towards the 15-minute mark here at Zuidema Field.
Would you say still on the gas at this point, or would you be starting to focus more defensively?
I think you got to stay on the gas until you get that 3-goal lead here. I think as the clock kind of starts to tick down, If you get it towards the 5-minute mark, that's when I'd start to play less for a goal and more towards just run out the clock. But I would say in the next 10 minutes or so here, if you get an opportunity that presents itself, you got to stay on the gas rather than become complacent. Because especially once you become complacent, it can be sometimes hard to restart that motor. As ball going to be played in. Good 1-2 there. Olsen just a little bit too hard of a tap over the end line. But good connections there from the Knights. And a good pass pattern. So this one will be booted away by Hensley. And Olsen rising to meet that challenge. Now Twig will try to settle it down, and he will. Finds Shao. Now Jacob Lyon looking to work his way upfield. Adams looks like he was able to keep it in. Now down on the end line. Puts it across. Shao, a little bit too hard. Now Jacob Lyon thought about a one-time shot and instead tried to tap it around one more defender and was dispossessed.
Really nice play by Ian Adams and Chris Shao, and Jacob Lyon with chances for rebound shots. Both of them unable to direct one on frame, and now Trine will go immediately with a counterattack and earn a corner kick.
As Trine wouldn't be surprised to see throw a few more men into the box here. Looks like they will hold back 2 defenders. As they prep on the far side. And ball's not going to be swinging. It's going to be swinging towards the back post. But no harm, no foul, and that will go out for a goal kick.
Just over 13 and a half minutes play. Calvin with a 2-goal lead. I agree with you that at least up until 5 minutes to play, you got to try to solidify that 3-goal lead, whether for this game or for games moving forward. But I think it's more of a tone setter for the team as we go throughout the league. I think in a lot of these games, when Calvin definitely is outclassing opponents, if you're going to make a run in the postseason, you have to be able to be playing your best no matter the situation, no matter the weather, no matter the opponent, no matter the referees. That's one way that Calvin maybe can improve throughout the season, is playing their best against opponents that might not be as tough of a challenge and really assessing their dominance, opening up large leads.
And I think overall it just also sets the tone for your team. As now Jabali making a run into the box. It's going to be cleared away by the defense. I'm just setting a tone with your team that no matter who you're playing, you're still going to put the pedal to the metal until really you're told not to. As now Trine looks a bit stronger here in the last couple of minutes. Now playing with the ball over on the far side. It's now going to be played into the middle and cleared away. Twig trying to settle it down, and now he's going to play it over to the near side, but too far there for Shao, and he will back off of that one.
Yeah, he got all of that one, but a good idea with Shao running the far side. Funny enough, during halftime, I don't know if you heard it or not, but Dylan Weldy, one of his favorite memories is rooming with Drew Van Andel and his twin, so to say, Chris Shao, on road trips. And of course, Skylar, we've been over the same thing. They definitely do look a lot alike.
It's just especially from the back, I'm telling you. As good run in there, good stick by Van Andel. It's just from the back. I mean, if you look at their cleats, they look a little bit different, which is, I think, how you got to tell them apart. As now good run in there from Trine, just cleared off the line there by Mahumaza. But if you just look at them from the back, I'm telling you, could be twins. As obviously not the last home game for these seniors, just the last Saturday night game that they will be playing at home. As the rest of their games will be on Wednesdays at home, I believe, as they go on a little bit of a road trip here over the course of the next few games after a homestand against Alma. As now looks like we are going to get a foul, and we'll see. Doesn't look like it will be a card. But the Knights will be away against Adrian Olivet and Kalamazoo before finishing off the MIAA at home against Albion. This is going to be a free kick in a dangerous spot here, as it's probably about 10 yards outside the 18, but definitely well within shooting range.
What a highlight it would be to get that 3-goal advantage with a free kick opportunity. The same three usual suspects standing over at Mason Smith, Ian Adams, and Hunter Olson.
As Shea Smith now also waiting on the line with loosely. As kick going to be taken. And good shot, and just wide of the net. As Shea Smith still got his sweatshirt on. Now he'll take it off. Just wanted to make sure that he was he was actually realizing that he had that one still on. This looks like Adams along with Twig will come off. That's a good shot there from Adams on that free kick. Just a little bit too much bend on it and went wide of the near post.
Usually the problem is not quite getting the bend on it, but that time Adams had the bend on it. Perfectly shaped, just not quite perfectly placed.
As now it'll be Knight possession. It's going to be Mahumaza passing it back to Wonder, who will just boot it away up into the night. And the moon once again back out. Had some cloud cover before, but now see it rising once again over on the far sideline. Definitely a picture-perfect fall night. This one's going to come all the way back to Wonder, who will just pick it up and throw it right back over to Van Handel. As now finds Lyon. Lyon trying to work over the top. Maybe a little bit too audacious there from him.
It's something we don't see Jacob Lyon do very often. Usually he's a guy that likes to control it at his feet and find somebody open for a shorter pass along the ground. That time, though, he tried to open it up over the top.
As Trine now looking to slot this one through. Wonder's going to punch that one back away. Good work there from him. As that was a good run there from Trine. That was Al-Jabali on the run, just a little bit too close to that line. And no problem there for Wonder to just kind of punch it away with that 6'6" frame. As now Olsen will slide to make sure he gets to this one. Passing it back to Mason Smith, now looking down line for Shao. Shao dribbles into the middle. Now finds Shea Smith. Too big of a touch there from Smith. It's definitely something we've seen him struggle with a little bit here, as now this one's going to be just booted away by Van Andel. Knights won't be able to keep this one in. As approaching the 7-minute mark here from Zuidema Field. Knights with 3-1 lead off goals from Lyon, Weldy, and Mahumaza. The lone goal from Trine coming from Bo Hill. As this one's going to be streaked across the box. Shao now on defense is going to pull up, and he's going to be beat. As now Trine looking to get a slot across here, and they will. No one is home, though. That's going to go all the way over to the back post and be booted up line.
And Calvin looks to have gone to the more defensive strategy here before the 5-minute mark, taking out both wingers, Wojcik and Ian Adams, and kind of putting more midfielders in their place and really start to send some numbers back.
As this one's going to be booted over the end line. And Alex McDowell will once again come in. Looks like he will be taking out Chris Shao, I believe, so probably giving the senior a few more minutes here on senior night.
And maybe McDowell more of a winging player. Maybe that changes the strategy back to an offensive mindset. Obviously, McDowell would love a chance to get a shot off.
As that one will head out of bounds. And they're going to put this one on the ground. A little bit dangerous there as Mason Smith going full speed out of bounds onto the track. Obviously, you got to be a little bit careful. It's only really about 1.5 feet of field before you hit the track, which, especially at night, can be a little bit slippery in cleats. As Mahumazet now over to Lyon. Not a great pass over to Smith, but it'll work. Splits the defenders right back to Lyon now, who's able to look upfield. Lyon now back to Mahumaza. Now Van Andel over to Harvey. As Harvey's going to go down, and he will win a free kick.
Harvey, out of the two backs, Mason Smith and Ethan Harvey, feel like he's been one more apt to press forward. He's generated a lot of opportunities on give and goes so far tonight. Both of them are good at it, but Harvey seems all the more willing to do it. And here he goes again all the way up towards the box on the far wing, trying to help out the offense get a chance.
Just a little bit too far there on that far side. As we'll go out for a Trine throw in. Someone's going to be booted upfield. Van Andel will head it back on to the Thunder's end. Now back down line, and looks like that's going to be Loosely looking to make a run. Loosely passes man, dribbling towards the middle. Was looking in the middle for Olsen. Couldn't quite weave his pass all the way through. As now Mason Smith running right into coach's row down there. As the ball is thrown back in and play continues. Harvey was looking for a give and go there. Not given. Now Jacob Lyon under a little bit of pressure gets double teamed, but still able to find a pass upfield. Harvey came middle. Now looking up for Shea Smith, and out came Hensley.
He comes out just seemingly every time there's any kind of danger. That one, again, maybe a little bit ill-advised.
As he was out of the box, I do believe. So any ball off of his hands there. As Shea Smith now in the box, goes down. No foul going to be given there. But, yeah, any ball off of his hands there would have been a free kick. As Hensley came screaming out of the net with a good amount of speed. As good work there from the senior now. And almost a tackle there against Alex McDowell. As McDowell came all the way back on defense, getting an ovation here from Calvin fans on the near side for his effort.
A mathematics major. Not sure I could do that, but an impressive career not only on the field but also in the classroom for Alex McDowell.
Yep, and a few nights with high academic aspirations. I heard Jacob Lyon, biochem major, looking at going to med school one day as well, as Ian Adams also with some very good academics to his name.
Yeah, all three of those Dean's List students according to the Senior Night Tribute.
So it's going to be Jacob Lyon here with just over 2 minutes to play. Missed pass there, and Trine will take over possession. Looking to keep it. It's going to be Al-Jabali with the ball. Just going to pass it near side. Down line as they look for Morris. Now looking into the middle, Van Andel will just clear this one away. As Olsen maybe getting a little extra push there at the end, but no foul going to be given. As now good turn there from McDowell. McDowell now on the attack and getting pushed off of the ball. And looks like they will give a free kick here, much to the pleasure of Trine. As McDowell just pushed off the ball slightly. Wouldn't be surprised to see Calvin just take this one quickly. And they will. As Weldy will just play it over to Van Andel. We'll see if Calvin is content to just kind of sit back and let Trine come to them. Van Andel having to go sliding for that ball. Or if they decide to attack the net. As now, there goes Olsen flying in there over a sliding Hensley.
That one made a bit more sense to come out after for the freshman goalkeeper.
Most definitely. As Trine does have a sub on the line, I would doubt he actually gets in any serious time. As under 1 minute to play here. As now down line to Loosely. Loosely slows up now, will pull up. And looking in the middle there for Olsen. Olsen couldn't quite get a tap on that one. As now Trine looking downfield. Looking to get one last opportunity here. As they now look wide. Back towards the middle, I believe took a deflection off of a Knight defender. As now clock ticking under 15 seconds, and that should just about do it. But as soon as I say that, now looking up for Shea Smith. And now the countdown will start. Ball is just going to be booted downfield. And that should just about do it. So Knights off of 3 goals from Wyan, Weldy, and Mahumaza. 2 trines, 1 goal from Hill. Take the 3-1 victory. Jeff, some final thoughts on this day of soccer here from Zytema Field.
Yeah, Calvin definitely not showing their prime form tonight. A little bit of complacency at the end of the first half. And just in general, offense not as explosive as it has been in some of the games past. So Calvin definitely with some room to improve after looking at this one the next couple days. But a win is a win, and Calvin moves to 2-0 in the MIAA. And that objective is complete as they look to continue that streak of MIAA titles. Still a lot of work to do, but off to a good start here with 2 victories. Trine with some good fight there at the end of the first half. And they could be a team that you could look forward to maybe surprise some people in the MIAA with a young squad this year.
So the Knights will be back in action this Wednesday at 7 p.m. against Alma here at Zytema Field before going on a few-game road trip out to Adrian, Olivet, and Kalamazoo in the games after that. So once again, Knights coming away with the 3-1 victory over the Thunder of Trine. I'm Sky the Pruce, along with my partner Jeff Vanderplug. I want to thank you for tuning in, as well as on behalf of all of Calvin Sports Administration. Been a pleasure bringing you the game here this evening. Thank you for listening, and have a great night, everyone.